Hello, this is Techie, once again, the former spokesperson for the American Cultural Tradition and or Cultural Memory Complaint Department. And I am here today in my current and future, hopefully future role as the head and or chief and or director and or director head chief and or head director chief and or chief director head of the Stochastic Intelligence Agency. And what we are going to do today is solve that age-old riddle that I know many of my fans out there have requested that I solve this riddle in the past, and I just haven't gotten around to it. I have so much fan mail that I receive on a daily basis that it is hard to keep up with all the various types of requests that I receive. But that question is, how many idiot, fascist, Trumpies can dance on the head of a pin? And of course, this question was recently answered by none other than Stephen Chung, the White House Communications Chief and or Director and or Head Director Chief and or Chief Director Head and or Director Head Chief of the Communications Department of the White House, also known as Trumpyland. And Stephen Chung recently posted this statement on, I believe it was X, but it might have been True Social or some other fascist media outlet, and I will quote, "Despite the threat of rain," and you have to understand that idiot, fascist Trumpies are particularly afraid of raindrops and snowflakes. I don't know why, but they're utterly terrified of them. It's like the Wicked Witch of the West, I believe. If you get wet, you just dissolve into the ether, and they're terrified of rain. So despite the terrifying threat of rain over 250,000 patriots. Now, we have to understand that for Stephen Chung, the head and or director and or chief of the White House Communications Department and former winner of the Jabba the Hutt lookalike contest, for Stephen Chung, the word patriot, right? The word patriot is a uniquely decipherable code for idiot, fascist, Trumpy. So when he says this, despite the terrifying threat of rain in which they could have all melted, over 250,000 patriots, he's saying over 250,000 idiot, fascist, Trumpies showed up to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the U.S. Army. God bless the USA. Okay, so the answer was provided by Stephen Chung, the former winner of the Jabba the Hutt lookalike contest and the current chief and or director and or head and or chief, head director and or head director chief and or director chief head of the White House Communications Department, Stephen Chung. Yes, and so we're going to demonstrate with visual cues that I have prompted here that in fact, Stephen Chung is correct, and not only can 250,000 idiot fascist Trumpies dance on the head of a pin, but we're gonna take a look at some of the other places they can dance and squeeze into, and we're gonna do that right now. All right, I'm going to close out Mr. Chung here, and we'll proceed on to the next image. Okay, here they are, 250,000 idiot fascist Trumpies filling Constitution Avenue. Next image, here they are, the same 250,000 dancing idiot fascist Trumpies. Can you see them dancing? They're dancing at where? Yes, the establishment formerly known as the Kennedy Center. Here they are, Disneyland. 250,000 dancing Trumpy, idiot fascist Trumpies dancing at Disneyland. It's the magical kingdom, by the way. Oh, those are some nice flowers. Not to be confused with the flowers in our anti-fascist victory garden. But there's Walt there with his little Mickey, and as you can see in the foreground, 250,000 dancing idiot fascist Trumpies. Here they are at the local Outback Steakhouse, examining and dancing to the music they play there in that particular steakhouse. You can see them dancing on the tables and chairs. And here they are at the local Roy Rogers, enjoying a pint of beer and dancing, the famous Roy Rogers restaurant. And here they are with Leon Mosquito on the planet Mars. 250,000 idiot fascist Trumpies dancing with Leon Mosquito on the planet Mars. He's really enjoying himself. And finally, there they are. Can you see them? Dancing on the head of a pin. 250,000 idiot fascist Trumpies dancing on the head of a pin. Thank you so much, Stephen. There they are, dancing on the head of a pin. All right then, this is Turkey, signing out. Have a nice day.